What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel and the video review of the BFight 210, the 210 millimeter brushless FPV racer. Now this one here is the B&F FR Sky version with the D8 receiver. It also comes in the PNP without a receiver and the DSMX, as well as the Fly Sky AFHDS, as well as the AFHDS 2A versions as well. Now the camera is the HS1177 with the 600 TV line CCD camera, and as you can see, I have my D8 FR Sky receiver right on the top, and I did put a zip tie and a coffee straw and a dab of hot glue to hold the antenna straight up in place. And I just double-sided sticky taped the D8 receiver right on top of the top plate there, and as well as the whip antenna that the transmitter came with. I put a zip tie on it in the back, as well as a coffee straw, and dabbed it so the coffee straw doesn't come out with a dab of hot glue as well. Now, the transmitter itself is on a 3-level stack, and is the uppermost level stack there, and it is the 5.8 gigahertz 40 channel, and it is switchable from 25 to 200 milliwatts. And we have this super long whip antenna as well, and the flight controller is in the mid position of the stack, and it is the Omnibus F3 Pro with BetaFlight OSD, and it was pre-flashed with 3.1.7 BetaFlight firmware, so that is fantastic, like I always say. And on the opposite side there is the micro USB port. Now the PDB is the 4-in-1 BL Heli S 30 amp ESCs, and it supports a 3 to 4S, so that is just great. And I have put a battery strap right below of the PDB. Now the motor wires were very low, so you kind of have to slide the Velcro strap in very carefully not to rip out one of those motor wires. I put a little tweezer and kind of move the wires just a little bit so that I can clear it, so that it fits very well. And this battery strap came with the whole ensemble here. And the motors here are pretty nice looking. Everything is in blue here, except for the pink props. I was hoping to get the blue props, but they gave me the pink props and the red props, so I thought I'll try out the pink props over here. It is the 2205 2300 kV motors, and the brand of the motors are called the F-Love Fly, or Flove Fly, something like that. Anyways, and we are given the GemFan 5152 tri-bladed props, and it's looking pretty gnarly. It's got these nice little tips that could cut you up, so be careful with that. Now the frame itself is a 210 millimeter 4 millimeter in thickness carbon fiber frame, and it is just the arms connected with a top plate and a bottom plate, so it is pretty nice looking there. Now the story here with this quadcopter, as I was setting it up, is the VTX. The VTX is a remote adjustable VTX. It has a S-bus wire going into the receiver port, the signal port of the receiver, and it is sharing it, so you can remotely change the frequency and the channels with your transmitter. You can set up a channel in your modes, and you can assign it, and you can change the channel. It is on channel 6. Now after I have set all that up, as I bounded the receiver to the transmitter and got it all working and set it up and went into beta flight, well, what happened was the receiver tab will not work for my transmitter. it recognized it, but it did not work. None of the switches worked. None of the sticks did not work. So I was confused, and I reopened it up and thought maybe that wire sharing with the receiver signal was getting in the way, perhaps. So I did snip it away. So I thought to myself, do I really need a remote control to change the channels and the frequency, or do I need the quadcopter to work? So I said, you know what, I'm gonna just cut that little white wire off and checked it out, and I reconnected it to BetaFlight, and there it is. My receiver is working just fine. It wasn't any other problem. It was that problem. That's what I thought. So I put everything back together and reconnected it, and my receiver doesn't work again. So so that wasn't the problem. The white wire sharing that S-bus signal port was not the problem, guys. So don't be snipping that off like I did. What it actually was this receiver, the D8 FR Sky receiver. It was tucked right underneath of the FC and the VTX. It was tucked right underneath there. I mean, the bind button was showing. You could actually bind and everything without having to open it up. But when I put the receiver back in there, that's when the trouble began. The BetaFlight receiver tab will not show up, and I couldn't bind with this receiver. Even though it bound, it will not recognize it. So I opened it back up and took it out and placed it on top here, and it's working. So take a note of that. Don't cut that wire, that white wire that is sharing the signal with the receiver to change your frequency and your channels with the transmitter, VTX transmitter. That is not the problem. The problem is that this receiver somehow, when it's tucked underneath there, does not work for some reason. All right, so that is my story on that. That's the reason why I have the receiver double-sided sticky taped onto the top of the quadcopter here. So that is just about it there. And what I did also was I zip tied all of the motor wires. It is covered in some kind of a mesh fabric thingy, so it, just in case it flaps up, you know, just put a little zip tie on it to secure it in place. Or if I hit a tree or something, the branches might go underneath and, you know, tear it up or something like that. So that's what I did. And I did put a little foam piece underneath of the frame there for the battery to rest on, so it doesn't hit those screws. Just hot glued a little piece of foam underneath there. And what I did with the XT60 plug was just loose. It just came out, so I tied it together with the zip tie there. And that is everything that I've done to this quadcopter here. So we're going to go for a little flight. But everything came in this brown box, the generic brown box, and there was a lot of stuff in there. So I got this extra set of props. It is the 5152 Ferrari red props, the gem fan. It came just like the pink ones. This is the bag that the pink ones came in, so that's what I used, the pink ones. And they give you another set of red ones, and also they give you this controller for your camera as well, so you can configure your camera. So that is really nice. And they also give you some zip ties as well, a couple of different size zip ties. And they give you this little adapter. It is the MMCX to RPSMA female adapter. So this you can use now. If you don't want to use this whip antenna that comes with it already pre-installed, you can just unplug that, put this one on its place, and route this thing right up here into this little hole here, the VTX antenna hole, and you can use whatever antenna you want to use. So that is just fantastic that they give you that. And they also give you a little heat shrink tube in case you want to heat shrink that baby, that whip antenna, onto a zip tie as well. That's what I think this was for. I didn't see this at first. I just saw it right now. It was in the bag. It's clear, so I couldn't see it. So I just I zip tied it, and I just used my old coffee straw to hold the tip in place. The coffee straw wasn't wide enough in diameter to go all the way through to that bump on that whip antenna, so I just did the tip of it, so that should hold it in place. And this quadcopter, guys, is just a fantastic looking quadcopter. Everything is just absolutely fantastic. The build is really nice. All the components are really nice. And on top of that, the price is really nice. I think it comes in at $150. And I mean, some of the micro quadcopters that are 100 millimeters and stuff 110 millimeters now is equivalent to the price of this thing here. The price is very, very nice for something like this, guys. Hope it flies well. But you also get all these paperwork that comes in it as well. And this one here tells you all about the Foxeer camera and how to go about setting it up with the little controller. So that is fantastic. I mean, it's front and back, so that is really nice. And you also get this flight controller diagram, front and back, and how to go about binding it to the FR Sky, the Fly Sky, as well as the DSM receivers as well. So that is really, really nice. It's got a lot of documentation that come with it. And this here is the VTX documentation. The VTX is made by JYU company, and it goes on to show you all of the, my papers are flying away here. It goes on to show you all of the ways that you can set up the channels, what the light configurations are, and how to go about changing your power to 25 to 200 milliwatt. Now this paper also has a 600 milliwatt capability here, so I'm assuming some other models will come with a video transmitter that could switch to 600 milliwatt. This one, however, does not. It only goes from 25 to 200 milliwatts. Okay, so let's go for a little demo flight with the BFight 210. All right, so we're ready to go. Let's turn on the transmitter.
Welcome to OpenTX.
And I do have it set up on the model here and connect the battery. I got a 3S battery on here, and it is a 1500 milliamp size battery here. So we're gonna check it out with the 3S battery first, and arming it. Looking pretty nice with those pink props. Wow, very light. Wow, it has a lot of power and lift, even with the 3S battery, this thing. And look at how quiet this thing is too. Wow. It just swooshes along.
2.0.
Wow, that's with the 3S. Wow. This thing flies nice. Wow. Very good controls. And I don't hear any oscillations or anything. Wow. Some nice props too. Let's do a punch out here. Terrific punch out with the 3S. This could be just flown with the 3S. Look at that.
1.
Holy. And I think that is due to the lightness of this quadcopter. That just comes in at, what, 260 grams without the battery. Wow, one more time. That is almost like a 4S on some quadcopters, don't you think? Wow.
30 seconds.
I'm gonna call this thing the Swish. Wow, it's a fantastic flyer.
20 seconds.
I think it's gonna be one of the best one. $150. I think it's one of the best ones so far. Okay, I'm gonna bring it in for a landing.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
The countdown makes me nervous.
1,
All right.
0.
All right, we are just about ready to go with our first flight with the BFight 210 with the 3S battery, guys, and arming it. Oh yeah, nice takeoff. This is my first FPV flight. That is the 100-meter bush. Man, this thing just floats. Wow. Very, very nice. Stock PIDs, beta flight 3.1.7. And looks like she's doing fantastic. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. Wow, this is a nice flyer. Absolutely fantastic of a flyer. Even with 3S, it feels like I'm flying it with the 4S. It's got tons of speed too, look at that. Oh, wow. I got my favorite flyer. You should get this one. Oh my goodness. 150 bucks. Just about ready to fly out of the box. Holy cow. This is a fantastic of a flyer, guys.
1.
Nice. Really nice. Holy cow, I wonder how it flies in 4S. Wow. Crystal clear video feed due to that nice VTX they supplied us with. And I have mine set on 200 milliwatts. Let's see if I can bring it in for a smooth landing here.
30 seconds.
Oh, just missed the landing pad there. All right, that is the flight with the 3S battery on the BFight 210. Fantastic. Awesome, awesome. All right, we are just about to go with the 4S battery, and the smallest 4S battery that I have is a 1300 milliamp size battery here. Slightly too big, I think, for this quad. And the battery strap that came with it was a little bit too short. So I put a piece of another Velcro strap just to hold this battery strap in place. So tightening it up a little bit so the battery doesn't move around too much there. So there you go. So we're going to go for a little line of sight flight with a 4S battery on the BFight 210. Now it's a little heavier, so we'll check it out. All right.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Turning everything on here. And okay. Ready to go with the 4S. Let's check it out. Holy power at your fingertips, guys. And it is hovering right below 50%, about 40 somewhat percent. Holy cow. think I got too much power on this one. Wow. It flew terrific with the 3S battery, and this 4S has got a lot more power. Holy cow. That wasn't a full punch out, guys. That was about 75%. Okay, let's do a full punch out. Holy cow. I think this is the fastest quadcopter I have. The most powerful quadcopter I have so far. And it flies fantastic. Holy cow, absolutely fantastic. Oh, awesome. Wow. And she just loves to float too. Wow. Absolutely fantastic. If you're gonna buy a quadcopter anytime soon, I would go for one of these guys here. Wow. Nice. Oops, somebody's passing by. I didn't even realize somebody was passing by. I was keeping an eye on the quadcopter, so focused on it.
30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. Yeah. Man, this is one quadcopter you don't want to bring in. Wow.
20 seconds.
Okay, let's bring her in. Wow. Let's put on some goggles and put another 4S on it
8,
and
7, 6,
check her out with the 4S.
4,
There you go. Nice.
1, 0.
One thing it doesn't have is a beeper. It could use a beeper, and you can probably stick your own beeper on here. Not that hard to do. So, wow. I am so impressed, guys, with this BFight 210. You guys got to get yourself one of these. It is a fantastic of a flyer. Woohoo! Alright guys, we are ready to go for that 4S FPV flight with the BFight 210. Let's go. Talk about hang time. Wow. Woo-hoo. And I didn't throttle up on the second one. Wow. Absolutely fantastic. Nice. Woo-hoo. Very nice. Very, very nice. Absolutely fantastic.
30 seconds.
Wow. Hurry up, guys. Get it before the price goes up. Because this is one nice flyer.
20 seconds.
Wow. I don't want to bring it in for real.
2,
All right, very, very nice. That was the flight with the 4S battery on the B210. Oh, the BFight 210. Nice. All right, just got done flying the BFight 210. Line of sight, FPV, 3S, 4S, and this, I have to say, guys, this is one of the best ones so far. It is fantastic with the 3S. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff with the 3S. So light, it's got so much power, so much lift, even with the 3S. And with the 4S, you got too much power, I think. This is just a fantastic, out of the box, ready to fly racer. All you need is a transmitter, bind it and fly it. Just a minor adjustment with the receiver in my situation here, but other than that, it is perfect right out of the box. And at the price of $150, you cannot go wrong with this one, and it cannot be beat. It's just like buying one of those tiny micros, 100 millimeter micros. Those cost about $150, close to it, some even more. This one, guys, it is a must-have. All right, so do yourself a favor, get on the website and order yourself one of these before it runs out, because this is going to be a fantastic seller. All right, so that is my review and flight test of the BFight 210. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we will definitely see you again.